Now at 10, a 3-year-old girl in Berry County, Missouri begins the long road to recovery after a German Shepherd attacks her. Plus, authorities in Carthage investigate why a food truck in Carthage caught on fire. And Miami Fairgrounds opens the chute on this year's rodeo in Miami.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A 3-year-old girl from Berry County, Missouri is recovering after she was attacked by a dog. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more, warning some of these images may be disturbing.
Very heartbreaking. Very, very, very heartbreaking.
Sharon is a 3-year-old, and her aunt says she was attacked by a 200-pound German Shepherd. She says the dog bit through Sharon's ear canal, and she was injured on her face and back.
Surgeries to repair the damage that the dog did. The dog bites go pretty much down to the jawbone.
The toddler was in her house in Berry County when another child in the house found her injured. Her aunt, Brianna Gately, says the dog has attacked others and wonders why the situation has never been addressed.
200-pound dog against a baby, and the dog won.
Now, Sharon is facing not only surgeries, but also a rabies shot.
If an animal did that or belonged to me and did that to a child, I would take that dog down and have it euthanized that night.
Sharon has endured 1 surgery and will be facing other reconstructive surgeries. Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The Aunt Brianna confirms the dog was actually put down today. Authorities in Jasper County responded to reports of a fatal crash early today. The call came in about 10 this morning. Authorities say 2 vehicles were involved in addition to multiple injuries. 2 children were also injured in the crash, but authorities say they will recover. 1 person was flown to a regional hospital in critical condition. Jasper County Coroner's Office responded for the victim. You can follow KOAMNewsNow.com for more details as this story develops. A food truck burst into flames today in Carthage. It happened in the parking lot at Lowe's. Explosions were heard and flames visible from the Churros Colima food truck. At least 2 propane tanks were blown from the fire. 1 landed about 100 feet to the north. The explosions were loud enough that visitors inside Lowe's heard them. The second louder than the first. The Carthage Fire Marshal has begun an investigation into the cause of the fire. Authorities say no one was injured. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, we do have those heat advisories continuing until 9 p.m. tomorrow night. For most of us, we're seeing heat index values above 105, but out in Oklahoma, in Nevada and Washington County, you can see in the hot pink over there, we've got heat index values getting into the triple digits, 110 or above tomorrow. Those are our excessive heat warnings. Again, continue until tomorrow, but likely we'll see that extended through the rest of the weekend. Now, we're remaining clear tonight, but we do have a couple of showers early in the morning, but until then, overnight lows are going to be above average. Mid-70s across the region, partly cloudy skies. We're also seeing some winds picking up along with those rain chances tomorrow morning and for the rest of the weekend, plus those high temperatures. I'll have details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. A blood drive co-hosted by Dickerson Park Zoo and the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks was held in Pineville, Missouri today. Donors who made a stop at the Pineville Community Center received a t-shirt and tickets to the Dickerson Park Zoo while supplies lasted. The blood drive was sponsored by Sean Kreider State Farm in Pineville, the same sponsor for the last 5 years.
It's a great feeling because after 5 years, I know people like Karen here, and I know the Bunches over here and the Underwoods. They become this becomes kind of a family program.
Officials from the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks said that the center's responsibility is to ensure our 45 local hospitals have blood ready to treat your loved ones when the need arises. The Bureau of Land Management is hoping to find 1A new homes for 100 animals through a wild horse and burro adoption event in Girard. The public is invited to come and see and possibly adopt horses and burros that once roamed free on public lands in the West. The Bureau of Land Management is offering up to $1,000 to adopt an untrained animal.
All of these animals are up to date on all vaccinations and dewormings. When the adopter adopts, they get a health card from BLM that shows where the animal's from, if the animal was castrated, the vaccination dewormings are on the bottom. And then on the back of that is a negative Coggins. So they've all had a negative Coggins and they had a health certificate to get in here.
The adoption event is taking place at the Crawford County Fairgrounds until noon tomorrow. Rodeo Miami busts out of the chute tonight at the Miami Fairgrounds. The event is scheduled to start in just over an hour, but gates have been open since 5. Event organizers have pulled out all the stops to make this year's rodeo bigger and better than ever.
Not one event I like more than the other. You know, it's the Western lifestyle, family-oriented fun entertainment that everybody can enjoy from 2 years to 90 years of age.
Rodeo Miami has been named the 14-time American Cowboys Rodeo Association Rodeo of the Year. Some kids in Webb City celebrated the return to school by roller skating. Skateland hosted a back-to-school bash. Officials say it's a great way to celebrate the completion of their first week of classes.
We spin the wheel every half an hour. We call out 10 numbers. They have numbers on their wristband, and they get to pick prizes and stuff. So we try to make it where everybody gets something that comes in.
Proceeds from tonight's events will go to the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism. Robert F. Kennedy drops his run for the White House. We'll have the latest on who he's throwing his support behind coming up. Plus, the federal government hints at an impending interest rate cut in the near future.
Savings during Ashley's Labor
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has dropped out of the presidential race and endorsed Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. The two appeared together at a rally in Arizona. Danya Bacchus has the latest on the presidential campaign shakeup.
Man, whoa!
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dropped his independent run for president and threw his support behind former President Donald Trump at a rally in Glendale.
Don't you want a president who's going to get us out of the wars and who's going to rebuild the middle class in this country?
Trump welcomed Kennedy's endorsement.
We are both in this to do what's right for the country.
Earlier, Kennedy held a news conference where he said he's not completely dropping out of the race, remaining on the ballot in some states, but working to remove his name in others.
By staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats with whom I disagree on the most existential issues.
Trump spent part of his day in Las Vegas where he met with culinary workers.
We're going to win. The state is looking very good. We just got a poll. We're leading by a lot.
Democratic challenger Vice President Kamala Harris was off the campaign trail after wrapping up the party's national convention. The Harris-Walz campaign, reacting to RFK's news Friday, said in a statement, "For any American tired of Donald Trump looking for a new way forward, they want to earn their support." Danya Bacchus, CBS News.
Kennedy says free speech and the war in Ukraine are a couple of the issues that led to his endorsement of Trump. Some of his siblings released a statement about his choice, saying it's a betrayal of the family's values. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is signaling interest rate cuts are likely coming. Chairman Powell made the remarks today during the central bank's annual symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He outlined the current status of the U.S. economy and how the Fed plans to proceed moving forward.
The time has come for policy to adjust. The direction of travel is clear, and the timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. With an appropriate dialing back of policy restraint, there is good reason to think that the economy will get back to 2% inflation while maintaining a strong labor market.
The Fed has kept interest rates elevated for 2 years in an attempt to ease rising prices. Financial markets anticipate a 0.25 percentage point cut when policymakers meet in September. The Justice Department is taking steps to help millions of Americans facing sky-high rents. The DOJ filed an antitrust lawsuit against a real estate company called RealPage. It alleges the Dallas-based firm has been engaged in price fixing by using AI-powered algorithms that allows landlords to coordinate rental price hikes. Well, a little later, a group in Joplin plans to throw a bingo bash to try and end Alzheimer's disease.
And we're also dealing with hot and humid temperatures this weekend. We'll talk about it right after the break.
Kids Fall Festival, Saturday.
Unfortunately, we can't get used to that fall weather. Temperatures are heating up today and over the weekend. We'll go ahead and take a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Clear night, but above average temperatures in the mid 70s across the region. And I know I really got used to those 80-degree temperatures. They're in the forecast, just a little bit later. Until then, we're seeing heat advisories continue until about 9 p.m. tomorrow, likely going to get extended into the weekend. So right now we're seeing most of us under that heat advisory, but as you can see out in Nowata and Washington County in the hot pink, that's an excessive heat warning, meaning those heat indices are going to be well above 105, likely above 110. The rest of us anywhere from 103 to 106 tomorrow for heat index values. Now, we're going to stay mostly clear, clouds every now and then, but overall, going to be looking like a good evening until we get into the morning hours. We're going to see a few isolated showers pretty early on, plus maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two, but only for the morning hours. We clear out by midday. Temperatures get up to about 95, and then we're going to be mostly sunny for the rest of the day. It's also going to be pretty windy, so winds gusting 30, 35 miles per hour. And then we move into Sunday. It's going to be hot and humid and dry all day long. So definitely the sun getting beating down the heat and the high humidity. It's going to be really muggy this weekend. To actual temperatures tomorrow, out in the eastern counties, we're going to have rain showers pushing in, so it's going to stay relatively cool. Stockton 87, Monette 90, but out in Joplin 95, Pittsburgh 93, Independence 96, Sedan 98. Then we move into the overnight hours, well above average in the upper 70s. Sedan even staying at about 80 degrees, so our overnight lows are well above average. Then we move into Sunday, actual temperatures again, 95, 96 out in Joplin, 96 Nowata, 96 Sedan as well. So mid 90s, reaching upper 90s on Sunday. We do have those showers in the morning, so we're starting to see a few isolated storms pushing in just east of Nevada in St. Clair County. Those are going to continue to shift east and then south, plus a few isolated showers moving into our far southwestern counties, possibly reaching Independence and Parsons, but really clearing out by then. As those storms shift south out in Springfield, we're going to get a few isolated showers. This is going to start as early as about 6 a.m., continuing until mid-morning, possibly reaching about noon. So you can see these isolated showers in Nevada, Fort Scott, Stockton, Joplin, just south of Joplin. Then they continue to shift south, and we're clearing out for the rest of the day, afternoon highs. Again, in the mid to upper 90s. Plus, those wind gusts as the storm's starting to push into those northern counties, 30, 35 miles per hour throughout the rest of the day, continuing those wind gusts strengthen as we move into the overnight hours as well. Saturday night, 10 p.m. up to about 40 miles per hour out in Yates Center, so those northwestern counties. It's going to be pretty windy, plus those rain showers on Saturday. Moving into Sunday, Monday, temperatures in the upper 90s. Those continue until middle of the week. Then we start to see cold front move through Thursday night, early Friday morning, dropping those temperatures back down to mid 80s.
You say the words cold front right now, and it sounds great.
I hate saying cold front because it's not a cold, I mean, it's a cold front, but it's not cold temperatures. It's just slightly less hot temperatures. So that's what I'll start saying from here on out. A slightly less hot front moving through.
Well, now I think you're just confusing everyone.
I feel like it would be very confusing.
Thanks, Lindsay. Well, you probably know someone with Alzheimer's disease, which causes memory loss and other impairment. A local group is working together this weekend to help support research for a cure. KOAM's Delani Walton has the story.
Alzheimer's is a degenerative brain disease affecting more than 55 million people worldwide. The symptoms are not only hurtful to the victims, but to the caregivers and the families as well. That's why local organizations like the Alzheimer's Association wants to walk for the cause.
One of the reasons that we are doing events like this in the community is because we're trying to raise money, funds, and things like that to help with respite grants and to help have more materials for our community educators and for our support groups that we have in the community.
Tina Sisk and Kayla Carlson work with Alzheimer's patients and the association to raise awareness.
Volunteering with our committee, you could donate. We're always looking for donations or even sponsorships.
And if you want to have a little fun,
tomorrow night we are having our Not Your Mama's Bingo Party, which is a 70s style bingo party that's going to be exciting, and it's at the Roxy.
And if that's too much, just walk.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's is going to be at Mercy Park, and it is September 14th at 9 a.m. Registration is at 8:30 a.m. And we are hoping to see a lot of people out there, come out and walk strong.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Another way you can get involved is through team walks. Even if you cannot physically walk, signing up will help bring awareness. You can find more information at our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Still ahead, the MIAA releases its 2024 volleyball preseason poll and highlights from high school football jamborees in Southwest Missouri. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Love football and we are just 1 week away from the official kickoff of the 2024 high school football season in the 4 states. Tonight, several jamborees take place throughout Southwest Missouri, and we get our first real look at how a few of our local teams stack up against each other. We start in Joplin at Jungie Field, where the Eagles are hosting neighboring teams like Lamar, Seneca, and Webb City. Starting with Joplin, on the north end of the field, big hit here. Collis Jones and Andrew Snyder combined to make the tackle. Later in the night, quarterback Daniel Rose completes this short pass to Andrew Snyder. He shakes off a defender and scores after finding daylight. Staying on the north end of the field, Lamar gets its chance on offense. Cooper Hahn navigates through traffic and breaks away down the sideline for a 29-yard touchdown scamper. Defensively, the Tigers were impressive all night. Mario Delapeno with a quick move and finishes the play with the tackle there. Now to the south end zone, Webb City was airing it out. Braden Strickland throws one deep. Billy Hobson comes down with it, falls over the pylon for a thrilling touchdown. Later, on offense, keeps moving. Barrett Weller connects with fellow sophomore teammate Colton Rickman for the easy score. Sticking around on the south end, Seneca's Caden Klaus fires away. Blaze Graham is open in the end zone. He hauls it in. Then next offensive possession, Seneca keeps things rolling. Here's Caden Klaus avoiding getting tackled, then breaking away and rushing into the end zone for the touchdown, even though a flag was thrown on that play. Great night of action. Lamar, Joplin, Seneca, and Webb City all prepare for their season openers 1 week from tonight. Over at David Hafner Stadium, Carthage fired up to host its 2024 Jamboree. Nevada and Carl Junction make the trip there to participate. First scrimmage between CJ and Nevada. Bulldog running back Marquez Lopez-Duman breaks tackles and gashes the defense for a 30-yard pickup. Later on, CJ quarterback Burt Diskin drops back, airs it out to the end zone, and Jackson Wobkin high points it over to the defender, makes the catch for the touchdown. Next up, Nevada faces Carthage. Tigers move the ball down the field thanks to this pitch and catch from Kellen Braden to Kobe Buck. But later in that drive, at the goal line, Jackson Hedinger steps in front of a pass, picks it off in the end zone. That Carthage defense would continue to make plays all night. Against Carl Junction later on, Landon Bland absolutely levels the quarterback. Ball get knocked free. Next Friday is week 1. Carthage goes on the road to Waynesville. CJ is at Capital City, and Nevada hosts Monette. College volleyball season also right around the corner. This morning, the MIAA releases its 2024 preseason coaches poll. Here's a look at that preseason poll. Missouri Southern ranked 8th out of the 12-member schools in the conference. Pittsburgh State is 10th. Central Missouri takes first in the preseason rankings, receiving 5 of those 12 first-place votes. Central Oklahoma and Nebraska Kearney close behind. Both of them get 3 first-place votes. Southern and PSU both begin their 2024 season 2 weeks from now on Friday, September 6th. And another note for our 4-state football fans, they can still enter our Pigskin sweepstakes. You go to the Pigskin preview page on our website. You can enter for a chance to win 2 Chiefs tickets, parking pass, and $100.
There you go. Football season is here, John.
It is.
It's awesome. Thanks. We'll be right back. The Carthage, Missouri School District today took a page out of the wizarding world of Harry Potter for the house sorting ceremony. Students gathered at the Carthage Intermediate Center to be sorted into one of 4 houses. Those are Amistad or for friendship, River or dreamers, Isbandi or courage, and altruismo or giving. Officials say it's a fun way to build some camaraderie among the student body.
I wouldn't have been friends with them if it wasn't for Amistad. It means like friendship, togetherness, just like all friends.
Each house system has roots in different countries with different languages and different animals that represent the ideals of each house. Real quick, Harry Potter house.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy. Is Slytherin one of them?
Is that okay, well, there you go.
Wow.
I'm a
Hufflepuff?
Gryffindor.
No, Gryffindor.
You're definitely a Hufflepuff there.
What is
No, weather. What's weather?
weather? Yeah, good toss. We've got high temperatures, high humidity for the weekend, plus a couple more rain chances in the forecast, some light showers in the morning.
All right, and a final sports note.
We get our first taste of college football this week. Missouri Southern plays its first game on Thursday, and then, of course, Pitt State on Saturday night.
Excited for the season all around. Awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on KOAM News Weekend Edition from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great night.
Captioning on KOAM.